Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I was going to drop that intro again, but why not just jump right into it? Um, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I will let you guys know that I'm struggling. I'm struggling today. I'm in a little bit of pain because, when you're preparing for the end of the world and for civilization to completely fall apart, you got to make sure you get your dental work done. Okay. All jokes aside, I had some serious dental work today done, and I'm hurting. I'm struggling. This whole part of my face, it feels like it's like a balloon. It doesn't look like it, right? I'm looking, doesn't look like it, but man, it feels like it. Woo! Okay, so don't make me laugh, okay? Don't make me laugh. Don't make me stress my face muscles. And let's go ahead and get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, the first person we had in stream was Kurt 24. Kurt 24, congratulations. You, sir, are due a great big hug. But I can't pull that off on camera. So instead, we'll do a high five. Whoopsh. Congrats. And as you'll also notice, as you will with others in this stream, Kurt 24 is also a channel member. So, you know, channel members are typically first. So let's go through and say what's up to all of the channel members. We got Kurt 24. We got Dang Old Matt. What's up, bro? We got BV Lumi. What's up, brother? Good to see you. We got Toy Town Inc. What's cracking, fam? Good to see you. Oh no, Goombeam. Oh, I'll come back to you. Honorable mention all day, brother. We got Mike McClune. What's up, fam? Another channel member. Good to see you. Come out in PLA. What's up, brother? Another channel member. Let's see who else we got. BV, Card 24, Moose 47. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. We got Live Life Alabama in the house. Alabama, West Virginia. Scott. Ow. Ow. Sorry, it hurts to laugh. Scott Depugnificent. Great to see you. Who else we got? We got Dangle Matt, Scott, Depugnificent, Kurt 24, come out in PLA, MVE. That's great. I love that. ADXR920. What's up, fam? Good to see you. We got Martin, Mr. Martin Kaminsky. What's up, brother? Did you get that? Bro, stop. Oh, it hurts. Did you get that music from the dentist too? Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Scott, John Crump Live. What's up, brother? Good to see you. John Crump Live said he's going to be stopping by sometime later tonight. I'm going to bring him in 2 minutes. Don't tell anyone. Come on, PLA. William Bologna. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining. How are you, freedom loving good peoples, doing tonight amid tyrannical execs thinking they can write law? Isn't it hilarious? We're going to do a what some people call the deep dive into the tyrannical BS. And of course, we got the honorable mentions. P38 Wilbur, brother, good to see you. I just washed your mug. So it's available to you if you'd like it, but also I plan on using it too. Hey, Detective Yong King Bao, good to see you. We need to ban assault weapons. Ban them. Ban assault weapons. What are assault weapons? I'm not sure. Sandwich Chef, as we all know, he is the chef of sandwiches. Great to see you. Another channel member. We got Johnny Ba. What's up, Johnny Ba? Not my name. Sub doggies. Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining. Tier None Larperator. What's up, man? Dark had his impressions for his diamond grill. Dude, come on, man. You're hurting my face. That's why I had to bring another co-star in here to help with the interview because it hurts to talk, but I'll do anything for you guys. They sell pain meds on Amazon. Directions on YouTube. Go figure. What? But we can't build. Okay. Man Against the Masses, our resident meme artist. Great to see you. Thank you for coming in and spending some time with us. I just love clicking on MVE because it's awesome. MVE, Slim223, Tim B, Timbo Slice. What's up, player? Thank you for joining us. And we got our resident meme artist, Goombeam, my man. If you guys are looking for the best tactical flashlights for the best cost, then beam. No, but seriously, Goombeam is like the best flashlight for the best cost. So go check it out. And actually, if you want to support the channel, click on the description and you'll see that in the description is a link. And when you click on that link, if you choose to support Goombeam, then you'll also, by using that link, support the channel. So fuck with your boy. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Hey Joe, what's up, brother? Joe Morris in the house. Testing 1 2 3. They seem dangerous. They always are. Where's Bacon, bro? Ban salt weapons. There actually are salt guns, and you can kill like flies and bees with them and shit. I had the most fun ever with those little salt things. It looks like a Nerf gun, but you pour salt in it, and it charges this little like clump of salt, and then you just and it shoots air, and it will murk any like bug, like fly or spider. Or it is hilarious. P38 Wilberto with the bacon. Joe Morris, Goonbeam. Love all you guys. All right. Hey, Flying Rich, another channel member. Look at this. All the cool people are channel members. So get like them. Um, you ever see that video of the guy sitting down on the jar and oh, okay. All right. I did not need to think about that. Rock salt shells. Yes. Those are a little bit different velocity, but yes. So let's see if I don't even know if this will work. So let's try this. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear me over the music. Starring. Actually, I can't say that. I don't think I'm supposed to know that. Someone who ghostwrites for. Oh no, I can't say that. You may have heard his no. Okay, I'll just bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, Jan Crump Jr. Welcome.
Hey,
Oh,
how are you doing?
and this guy.
Hey,
The guy that follows me around.
All right, you know what? Let me do it. Let me do a real introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing John Crump, who is a massive voice for the cause for the Second Amendment and a huge advocate in the community. And I would also like to bring on his co-host of the show, John Crump Live. Also supports him on John Crump News. Ladies and gentlemen, Flying Rich.
thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome. Let's start with John. So, John, no one here really knows who you are. Just kidding. Everyone knows you. But one thing they don't get to see is that was beautiful. Well timed. Well timed. Oh, sorry. So a lot of people see you right on. You have channels, John Crump News. You have John Crump Live. And a lot of people see you in the community. They know that you're an investigative journalist. They know that a lot of what you do is, you're supporting the cause, the movement, the community, much more than people may know. So I kind of wanted to do this in a more formal way like this, to where people can actually see what you do, right? And also some cool tricky things about like how you get information and crazy stuff like that. Maybe not all the way there, but we can
Or pull Rob Bonta during press conferences.
dude, I was laughing. I actually had a really tough time because like I was in my car literally leaving the dentist in like immense pain.
Yeah.
And you guys were making Rob Bonta turn around, and like I was dying laughing, but I was like holding my mouth, trying not to move my face muscles. So you guys gave me a laugh.
Did you go watch it, Rich?
No, I didn't go. I've been busy since I left you.
Like it was about 3 minutes after done. He's looking at his phone, going,
Dude, I was dying.
Did you get him to mess with his hair?
they cut. They went to the president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they panned
before
out.
that. But yeah, he was just looking at his phone, going,
Yeah, actually,
So-
you know what, Kimball, I'll touch on that in a second, because all jokes aside, get your dental work done now. I put my ish off for so long, and it killed me, okay? Because when the world falls apart, you don't want to be pulling your teeth out with pliers in your garage or some other person's garage of home that you occupy.
So just one of the newsy things John does. So we were doing a live stream today, and who was that other guy with us? What was his name? John?
It was
that other guy.
"Oh, Paul."
What was that other guy? Paul what?
Legally Armed America.
Legally
Armed America. So yeah, we're with Legally Armed America. John has both a news channel and John Crump Live, where I'm the co-host with John Crump Live. Sometimes we stream on both channels when it's a news event, like the Kyle Rittenhouse hearing and stuff like that. But John, did you mention John writes for AmmoLand? Did you?
So that's
First off,
one of the things that I wanted to get into, because a lot of people don't know that John Crump writes for AmmoLand. He was previously a state director with the GOA, and
like director of special projects.
special project.
yeah,
Dun,
special.
dun,
So
dun.
all the sneaky spook stuff, or can I say spook stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, my face. All the sneaky squirrel stuff that you guys don't know about. John is doing it for the
Like
GOA.
calling Rabanta.
Like,
No, I do a lot of stuff.
yeah, make sure to say that John Crump was not representing the Gun Owners Association of America while he was calling Rabanta during a presidential press conference.
We also have, Paul Glasgow is also Louisiana state director.
That's an excellent point, Kimball. Sorry, say it again, John.
Louisiana state director is Paul Glasgow, Legally Armed America. He works for
Nice.
GOA too.
Yeah, and that's what you guys had on the show today, right? So talk about it. So Crump, everything that you do, right? Talk about what channels you have. Talk about what you do within the 2A space, as if you've never been on the show before.
Okay, I will start.
You know what? Pretend that I'm One America or whatever, and talk like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on there tomorrow night.
Yep.
I got into guns kind of late, even though my mom did shoot someone when I was a kid.
She did. She murdered him.
She
Marked
shot him, and the dude
Chased him down the block.
Yeah, and chased him down the block and shot him again in the back. But
Don't say that part.
yeah, I mean, that was like 40 years ago. But yeah, she actually did a thing where she talked about it.
Yeah,
and you can tell that she had no F's given.
Dude, I have to say,
Mama Bear defense, amen, bro.
When I saw that video and she was just like, I shot him, like it was just like nothing, like I cooked the biscuits, like it was just like,
I was like, what happens when he ran? I shot him again.
Yeah, and it's so funny that the people that you don't mess with, she was like, you were like, what kind of gun did you have? And she was like, a Saturday Night Special. Like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what caliber it is. I don't know. All I know is that when I need to, I go like this, and I'm like, that's actually pretty terrifying, right? Because we're like, all right, we discharge 4 rounds, we hitting the vitals at 7 yards at they're just like so I found that highly amusing.
She emptied the chamber on him.
Yeah, the cylinder,
cylinder, yeah,
chambers, yeah,
cylinder, yeah.
Jackson, it's made of gun.
It's made of gun. Oh, Jackson, what's up, brother? Please don't make me laugh. She said she was pregnant. She was pregnant at the time?
No, she wasn't. I was less than a year old. She was home with my 4 sisters and me.
Oh wait, Crumpy, you're the youngest, right?
Yes.
Corn Pop, what's up, brother? Good to see you. No, that may have been a side conversation. Sorry about that.
So, all right, John got into guns late in life.
Yeah, I got in late in life. I bought a gun. Then then a little bit less than a year later, I bought a gun store.
Yeah, that's normal.
Wait, were you single or married at the time?
I'm married.
Really?
To the same woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only had one.
All right, so I don't know this. What were you doing, career-wise when you got married?
I was doing stuff. No, I was actually
State Department.
No. State Department came later. I lived overseas. I lived in Southeast Asia for a while, and then I came home, and then I lived in Manhattan for a while.
Well, hang on. So Southeast Asia, was that for work or for what? What brought you over there?
I just decided to live over there. For work. I worked there for a job, and the same job that sent me to New York for a while. So I lived in New York, and I went home and I decided that I wanted to meet someone and met my wife and got married.
Wow, it's funny. I never heard the wife origin story. So
Yeah. Well, when I went to New York, Southeast Asia, I was in a pretty serious relationship for like years and years. And I came home and I was like, oh, I'm going to New York. I was like, oh, do you want to come? Do you want to come stay with me in New York? And she's like, yeah, sure, but I can't go for a couple days. I was like, all right. So I went to New York and I land. I turn on my phone, check my text messages, and she's like, I'm moving out. See ya.
Dang.
whoa.
Sounds like a serious relationship.
Yeah, that was kind of sucked. But I was like, oh, whatever.
But I'm sure you're grateful that that happened because then you met, you know, the
Yeah,
best.
so I decided I just chilled out for a while. And one day, I was snowed in, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna get back out there and meet people. And I met my wife.
You said one day with Edward Snowden?
No, I
Oh,
met my wife.
oh you were snowed in.
Snowed in, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
It was
you met your
during
wife
the blizzard,
online
so
dating app?
yeah.
Plenty
Oh,
of
really?
fish. Which one?
eHarmony.
eHarmony.
What?
Okay.
I was totally gonna guess farmers only, but that's cool too.
No, I met her there. And yeah.
Oh, hold on. I got Kurt sent me a picture. You know, if Kurt sends me a picture, that someone did something. Hang on. Okay, so we have a Montana member for 15 months says, good evening, gentlemen. Montana, thank you. Oh, now they have my fingerprints. Thank you for being a member for such a long time. How's everyone doing tonight? Montana, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. I got a bunch of dental work done. It hurts to smile, it hurts to laugh, but I'm here for you. Okay. So you
Yeah, man, my
met your
wife. Free
wife.
communication weekend.
So
I was watching a Capitals game when I saw that come on. I was like, "Oh, are you?"
it sounds like all this happened pretty quickly. Like, how quickly from when you met her did you actually like, you know, date and then like progress? Like, how long until you guys got engaged and married and stuff?
We were married in about a year and a half.
Oh wow. Dang.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
all
were
right. So
really,
not like
really
me.
close.
What was yours like a month?
Barely, yeah.
Are you serious? Dude, my
Oh,
engagement was
dude.
2.5 years.
Oh, no. So it was mid-April, and I got married mid-June.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, for me, if I may share, for me, it was one of those situations where I was like, I don't know if I'm really ready to get married, but I want to show you that I'm ready to get married. So let's have a long ass engagement. And it worked out great, guys. Worked out great. But I mean, I have my lovely daughter and great relationship with a great woman from it. So, um, but okay,
Then
so back it up a little bit though. There's one thing we kind of glossed over. You said you got into guns kind of late, then you bought a gun store. Like, what was it that inspired you to get a gun store? Did you just totally fall in love with firearms, or like what brought you there?
if you know me, when I jump into something, I go full bore.
Yeah,
Like, like, no doubt. I mean, I've been always into like rights, First Amendment rights, Fourth, Fifth Amendment rights, stuff like that. And so I always supported 2A rights, even before I got into guns. So I was a 2A advocate, and I would argue with people about gun rights, even when I didn't really into guns, because I'm into
Mhm.
freedom and liberty.
yeah. You just believed in the freedom to choose, right?
Yeah.
That's
So I
So
was like,
how many guns did you own before you bought a gun store?
well, okay. Well, I bought. Okay, this is what happened, right? So I was like, if I'm defending the Second Amendment, I should get a gun. So I got a gun. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
And what was the
Was
first
that Monday?
purchase?
It was an SR-22.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And then I bought like 7 more guns. And
The next day, that week, what are you talking about?
and within a month.
Nice.
Okay, all right.
Was an AR in one of those purchases that first month?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I think I got an AK before I got an AR.
I also did because back then they
I
were
got the AK
300.
and AR at the same time.
Yeah, back then the AKs were like $350, right? Like I bought a Wafterton for $350, and then a Draco Champion in 5.56 for $318, and then I bought a milled receiver Arsenal SLR 95, beautiful AK, like butter action, for like $650, and I sold it for like, I don't know, like well over $1,000. But yeah, it was crazy. It was flip-flopped back then. Now AKs are $1,000 and ARs are, $400 to build.
Thank you, PSA. Who will be on the show tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he scheduled with you guys and forgot that
2
we're not
p.m.
the same people, because he didn't set the date with me. But it's okay. Just remember to tell him,
I'll
like,
talk to him.
schedule with DLD. That's a different show.
Yeah, I got a Z-Pap was like my first AK. And then I guess between me buying the first gun and me owning a gun shop, it was probably 4 or 5 months.
Dang.
Did you say, hey, they got a lot of what I want? I'll just buy them.
Yeah. But I got kind of bored with that.
What were you doing? Were you doing mostly transfers or like retail?
No, retail. I had a retail location. I had a guy that was managing the store. It was kind of hard because I wasn't really working there full time or anything like that. He was, but the guy that was like running the company, basically, he had a stroke.
Mm.
So kind of put a damper on it. And then I had to run everything. And I was like, I really don't like running this stuff. So I got out of that. And plus, at the time, I just started writing for AmmoLand. I got into AmmoLand. I started writing.
Hold on. You went through that too quick. How did you start writing for AmmoLand?
Okay. I started writing letters to the editor.
Say, stupid editor, this is how it is.
Yeah, this is what, blah, blah, blah. And so I wrote one letter. Then next week, I was like, I'm going to write another letter. I wrote another letter, and I just kept on writing letters to the editor. And they're like, hey, you have some real talent. Because I started like doing some investigations in my letters to the editor.
Really?
Yeah. So he's like, why don't you come to work for us?
All right. So how many years ago was that?
That was, I don't know, like 2014, maybe.
Dang.
Okay. So when did the John Crump Rolodex of everyone in the gun industry start forming?
When I started doing research and stuff, I would track down people, and so to ask questions, and then over time, like people learned if they try to lie to me or bullshit me, I was gonna find out and I was gonna burn them. So then everyone decided to try to be my friend.
Was that kind of where you got recognized the most in putting stuff out there?
I got recognized the most because at the time I was working in the intel field with intelligence. So I started building contacts that way too.
Okay. And I guess what I'm asking is like, was it most notable that you were, putting the truth and facts and information for the gun owner like first?
Yeah, because I didn't care. I mean, it's not like I was not, when I got into this, I was like, dude, I'm never, ever, ever going to be beholden to the gun industry. I'm not here
You can't be
to
bought.
be a member of the gun industry. What are they going to do? Oh, we'll give you this amount of money. Yeah, what? I don't care.
Yeah, fuck money.
Now,
No.
haven't you had offers to like not run stories or to change a story?
I've had both. Yeah.
I can recall one specifically.
No, there's been more than one, and I've burned several
Where
companies.
companies offered, we'll give you things.
Yeah. There's been a couple times, or there's been people that like, hey, I don't want you to run the story about me.
Take a shopping spree on our website.
Oh, just like politicians too. That I've burned.
Yeah.
Organizations that I've burned. One thing is, I have something wrong with me, kind of. Where
Not just something, there's several, John.
several things. But I don't really get intimidated by people.
So I actually, Rich and I were talking about this recently, and I forgot exactly what started the conversation, but I was like, have you ever noticed like that thing where like John has like a little bit of like just like social like different social cues, and he's like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, that is his superpower, because that allows him to not give a damn about what another person is feeling when he's like talking to them. Like I've heard you talk to people, and like I'm like, how do you have the balls to talk to somebody like that? Or like this one situation where you found something that would have been bad for a company if you said it, but it would have been really important and powerful for the gun owner to to tell them the truth. And they're like, yeah, we'll do a bunch of stuff, we'll give you a bunch of stuff, we'll whatever. They're and it may not be like, I don't want it to make it sound like they were saying, hey, you can get anything you want on our web. So they're trying to like schmooze you with stuff to not run the story. And then when you're like, oh no, I'm running the story, and then I'm trying to be careful, I'm like walking, like treading lightly around this, but they basically said, do you have any idea like how destructive this is going to be to the gun industry? And you were like, yeah, but I'm doing this for the gun owner.
No, I
not the
said
industry.
I was like, I don't give a fuck.
You said that.
I
Yeah.
said I don't give a fuck about the gun industry. I care about the American gun owner. So many people out there worry about the gun industry. They worry about where they're going to get their next paycheck. They worry about, I might never get a sponsor. I might never be a part of the Leviathan group if I report this. I might piss off this other gun tuber or this other.
So does anybody know who the Leviathan group is?
Care.
We do.
Yeah, they do.
I don't care. That's the whole entire point. I care about the American gun owner, because guess what? People out there don't really care about you. Gun companies, a lot of them, some do, but
some gun companies don't even care about the 2A.
But a lot of them cares about the bottom line. And guess what? Not every company is evil. Not every company will burn you guys or betray you guys like Taurus or like a Springfield have done, or even a Bill Ruger,
or like Rainier Arms or ADP Builder or
Rainier Arms. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I got into it with the owner of Rainier Arms too.
Snoring Rich says HK truly cares about the individual gun owner, and then clearly they don't give a shit about that. The same thing, this happened with Surefire, right? Surefire was given an opportunity, and their entire world has been funded by the individual gun owner, right? And of course, I mean, military and Leo stuff too, right? But these guys, their company exists because of us, and they were told, you will get an opportunity to bid on this big government contract if you buy it. What is it? donate $10,000 to, was it Brady or what's the other one? Everytown. Yeah. If you contribute $10,000 to Everytown, then we'll throw your name in the hat. And they compromised their integrity, their morals, their everything they stand behind, and they didn't get the contract. So now, for the rest of forever, people will be able to see that Surefire gave $10,000 to an anti-gun organization. Now, backing up a little bit more, the what we're talking about, what Crump was doing, he was breaking a story on something that the American gun owner that he's protecting would have been facing 10 years in a federal penitentiary and $250,000 in fines. If that gives you any idea.
Here's the thing, right? The American gun owner don't have an advocate when it comes to journalists or Second Amendment people. Well, they do kind of, but there is some organizations that are better than others when it comes to representing the American gun owner instead of the gun industry, right? But when they try to say, hey, if we'll hook you up, we'll make sure that you're well taken care of. You know what? You're just trying to buy me, and that pisses me off. And that pisses me off because I can't not. I'm not really hard up for money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really hard up for money.
That would be a reasonable way to describe it.
So you throw $100 million down. I might have to think about it, but anything less than that, I'm going to be like.
But again, John, I don't think let's not put money in the factor, right? I think morals and ethics, you can't be bought. Didn't matter if you did or didn't have money.
Yeah.
Makes it easier.
Well, what I'm saying is people. Okay, what I am saying is people think people like that. I'm getting to my point, Rich. People like that think that it's all about the money, right? And it's not. So when they think people can be bought, they're used to buying other people.
Correct. And a lot of people in GunTube or authors are bought.
Well, and let's be honest, right? Like the things like this,
more GunTube than all like writers. A lot of them have this standard of ethics that they live by.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like people see, like I think though all of us three, just giving some examples, all three of us are in different financial situations. All of us are doing like okay, like we're like we're not like holding a sign on the street.
A year ago, was suck and win. Now, shit's going good.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I'm saying. We've all been there, right? So I don't want people to confuse like, well, yeah, like like Crump or whoever, like you got money, so of course you can't be bought, right? But that's not true.
Yeah.
Like we've all been in the position where
If
all
you
of
knew
us
about my life.
Yeah, like we've all been there before, and I would say all three of us, where we've all been on a particular journey or quest for character, our morals, integrity, or whatever. And then at the end of the journey, when we're like, yes, like I won, we're by ourselves, broke in our car, like, damn it, I won. But you don't got shit. Everything is built, and there is such thing as overnight success after years and years and years of hard work. But sorry, go ahead.
I paid for college myself. I paid for my car myself.
Mhm.
I taped my windshield wipers to my car because I couldn't afford to fix it. I worked a full-time job during high school and college to pay for my education and everything else.
Yeah.
I sacrificed a lot. I gave up a lot. I had nothing. I was below poor.
Yeah.
I had times when I was going through college and stuff. where I was like, well, okay, I'll eat one meal today, and tomorrow I'll just skip a meal, then I eat another meal. But even back then, I had the same. I had the same
like commitment
outlook.
to character. Yeah.
Like, you weren't gonna buy me.
Yeah. And from there, like when you got into Amoland and started writing, what was your first article? Do you remember what your first article was?
It was about Chris Kyle, actually.
Really?
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, not really about Chris Kyle. It was a situation where American Sniper came out and people were writing it's about it's porn about killing brown people and stuff like that, and they
Oh
were
Lord, help
sympathizing with
us.
the terrorist in there.
Yeah,
Well,
never
you know,
mind the parts where he's, laying prone for 3 days, pissing in a Gatorade bottle and like crying when he has the child in his, dude, a lot of those stories were like 100% like that's, you know,
well, like they're like, this poor guy, he looked at them as animals. They were freaking
they were,
Al Qaeda.
yeah, they were murderers. So
They're animals, man. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. They don't
It wasn't really
understand.
about Chris Kyle. It was about the viewpoint of people who sympathized with terrorists.
Dude, I hate shit like that, man. Like that they realize that those people are like, like raping 8-year-old girls and
Yeah,
like they're
exactly.
Boys.
they're and boys. There are stories. I don't know if you guys ever watch things like Jocko did a podcast where he read a letter from, oh man, I don't even want to go there. Um he read a letter from a woman that was a victim of I think it was ISIS, and she described what they look for in girls, and it was something that I will never forget. And I'll pull up. I'll see which episode that was, so you guys can watch it. It's it was the one with Jordan Peterson. He opens with a letter from a woman that survived that shit. I mean, these are people that literally like fuck them to death. Like these are animals, right? Not to mention they're killing Americans, they're kidnapping Americans, beheading them. They're like, this is terrible shit. Like if anything, line up a bunch of them in the town square and put them down and do it on live TV.
If you ever go to Afghanistan, like if you go to Kabul or anything like that, there is a joke they make about Kandahar. Kandahar is the capital of the Taliban, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the joke is, how does a bird fly over Kandahar?
Okay.
With both wings covering its asshole.
Wow. That's yeah, that's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so moving on to other things. Sorry guys, we get off on tangents every now and then, but it's good shit. So okay, so you're writing for Amoland and you start writing more, and with Amoland, I mean, you're opening your door to not like to the typical. So you got, thousands of subscribers on your John Crump live channel. You have what, 50,000 subscribers now on your John Crump news channel. But for Amoland, you're writing to millions and millions
Around
of
5
people.
million.
Yeah, so 5 million, like,
It's a
and not,
different audience than on YouTube, though.
yeah, totally different. Totally different. It's just, I'm kind of trying to gauge like the reach, right? And also the fact that you've never given yourself a shout out, a YouTube shout out on Amoland. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. But these are like 5 million actively engaged readers.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally different. This isn't like the world of like subscribers, right? These are 5 million actively engaged would probably equate to like 50 million subscribers, honestly.
I
So
don't know.
Amoland has a huge presence, and I wanted to kind of show people like, what your the other things that you were doing, because they may not know, like when you write something for Amolan, like you're doing all this investigative
It takes
process.
hours and days.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes even when you have something, it's embargoed and you got to sit on it for days, weeks, months.
There's a story I think you've been sitting on for almost a year now.
Yeah. Is it the one that I showed you that I've showed you the evidence of?
Which one? I got a couple. I mean, we
I sent you some pictures that I have for the story when it finally does break.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and that would blow up the internet.
If we literally were to show that right now and be like, "Oh yeah, we've had it for like months," people wouldn't even believe it, because this is like Reno May is a sellout now too. Man,
What? Is he?
I don't know.
I think we all may have different opinions of different.
Yeah, I don't know who is and isn't a sellout. Like somebody was saying something bad about Such. I've met him. He's a nice guy. That doesn't mean anything. I'll tell you that right there.
Well, I think most of us,
Eric, Iraq veteran, and his wife are super people.
He's pretty cool.
He's a really he's an actually good guy. He's a good person. You know?
He's a really good person. Paul's really good.
He's one of us.
Legally Armed America.
Do you know who I know? Eric. I know Eric a little bit better. Like I only talked to Kyle Rittenhouse once on the phone, and Kyle reminds me a lot of Eric.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, but they're both very low key, very polite, well mannered,
humble. I think that when people come from humble beginnings, I think it sticks with them. And all of us are kind of similar in the fact that we all had to put ourselves through school. I opted for early retirement, right? We all come from more modest, poor, broke as hell backgrounds, and I would like to say that we're all three good people of integrity. But so my point is that you have access to this huge over 5 million engaged readers, right? When you're dropping an article, and because you take it really seriously, and I've seen you do it. I've seen you work on things for days and days, weeks, and sometimes even
working
months.
on some pretty big stories that are still nowhere near ready.
And when you drop something, you hear all the time, and all of you guys out there, you'll see it more. And once you maybe started watching Crump or subscribing to John Crump News and John Crump Live, when you watch other channels, you'll watch Guns and Gadgets. Got this from John Crump. Mr. Mr. Guns and Gear will just wipe your watermark and report it. Sorry. But Iraq veteran, he drops your name. All these people, a lot of them get their info from you, So it's cool to see you're making a ripple effect in our community.
Yeah. I do a lot of research, so I know a lot of the YouTubers get information from not only from me, but from a bunch of different people. Like a bunch of different people. That right for MLN. You got to remember, MLN is kind of a lot bigger than what people give it credit for. There's been some pretty big ass things like Fast and Furious. David Codrea broke Fast and Furious on MLN before Fox News picked it up.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned it. We had a conversation about it. By the way, real quick, Chrissy Turtel, what's going on? CNT, Too Many Choices, Marconi, Andy Lipsco, Z. Good to see all you guys. A couple things. So Detective John Kimball says, didn't Rittenhouse say he agreed with the message of BLM? What I remember was that he had said that he agrees with the words, right? But
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, and everyone knows that BLM, Black Lives Matter, and good old Susan Rosenberg, it's all a scam. I actually, if you guys have time, I did an interview with Kevin Dixie.
Yeah, Kevin Dixie always talks about Black Lives Matter Inc.
So this was a completely different interview, right? This was like we were talking about other stuff, gun stuff. I made this like cool like whole intro video and stuff. And when I brought him on, I waited until the very end and I was like, look, hey, we're about to close out, but I get some other questions that like, you know, are the questions that people would have a little bit more difficulty asking, right? Like, and I just straight up asked him, you know, what are your thoughts on BLM? Like, do you think like racism is truly like a, you know, systemic? And I walked through all those questions with him. And dude, you know, you want to get a, granted, it's a single black man's perspective of it, right? But his opinion, the way he like just worded that message was like, damn, like people need to wake up to that shit. And there's a big difference between being woke and being awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some things? I guess some of your like landmark articles for MLN. Some of the things you're most proud of.
There were a few. The SB Tactical one where I broke the news. Hey, the ATF is about to go break down on like on braces, and you know, here's the documentation. Blah blah blah. They want to go at the braces, and a lot of people jumped on me. They're like, "Oh, that's just BS. These documents are made up." Blah blah blah. And then, yeah, that it kind of here we are.
Mm. Yeah.
The another thing which it's not proud of, but it's kind of funny, is when what that CRS is the man. I play Call of Duty with him. He's probably up there wondering where the hell I am. Play Call of Duty every night.
Yeah. Yeah, you
but
do have like a gun community Call of Duty like team, right?
yeah. CRS and I have our own little clan going.
Dang. Okay, hold on real quick. Just so Too Many Choices says, as a black man, laugh my ass off, racism exists. Too Many Choices is black? Crazy, right? And I've experienced it with where I'm from, but it's more about ignorance today. And it's sad that I/we get generalized because of it. But I have more to fear from people that look like me than any other racist I've met. Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Can I say something? Like, so the people that my circle that I travel around in are like John or Crump, and I don't mean white guys. I mean they're like John and Crump, and they could be
John and Crump. You mean
you know
Dark and
anything.
Crump?
Well, are you trying to say that I'm two people?
I'm sorry, Dark and Crump. Yeah, sorry, Dark and Crump.
John and Crump.
At least I didn't say Dave and Crump. You know,
come
that
on, man. Ow. It hurts to smile.
So yeah, I mean, in whether you're a tech guy, gun guy, whatever, that doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
And anyhow, there's a couple of things like it's not about me, this show.
Yeah, let's talk. Each of us talk about how we can prove we're not racist. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like, I have black friends. Just kidding.
Me too. Me too.
I actually have black family.
In fact, I got into GunTube because of a dude of color.
A dude of color.
You know how I can prove I'm not racist?
No, I
Who
don't.
cares if I am? Prove that I'm wrong about my stuff. I'm not racist, but you know, there are racists, and that's unfortunate that there are racists, that people are that dumb. But also, there's facts out there, and if people don't want to argue with your facts,
it's the straw man.
They call you a racist.
Yeah.
And my answer to that is always, well, okay, well, yeah, you think I'm a racist? That's fine, but what did the thing I just said, prove it wrong.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing to,
Mhm.
find that straw man argument. That's what they do,
Well,
right? And Too Many Choices just said it. I'm black, so I can't be racist. That's the,
the heck?
lefty logic, right?
And I like to always argue. It's like, all right, fine. Let me just admit to being racist, misogynist, homophobic, whatever. Now, can we talk about the facts?
Yeah.
I confess, I'm all those things. I'm not, but for the sake of argument, let's just talk about facts. It's like I had to pull my wife off her sister today, not verbally, that is, because my sister-in-law's a leftist, and my wife is the Jehovah Witness of conservatism.
Yeah. She's good with that. There are racists. We are sending them money and weapons right now in Ukraine. Big fish, little boat. I'm an equal opportunity hater. I hate everyone and everything. Facts. Yeah. That whole, you're a racist thing is such a, bullshit straw man argument that, like,
Well, and it's like crying wolf. If that you drop of the hat, racist Russian sympathizer. What's the other one? Russian racist commie,
the
and there's
the N word that ends with Otzi.
no. There's another. I forget, but there's like a top three when they did. They go ad hominem when they don't have facts to use against you. It's because you're
Dude,
racist, homophobe,
m-
whatever.
my like ultimate favorite thing is when I'm watching these people, mostly like, look, I don't like the whole right and left thing, right? But we have to acknowledge the world we live in. That's how the world is divided, and it's more divided now than it's ever been. But when I watch these more extreme left people exerting their beliefs on, why the government should control abortion and why the government should control vaccine shit or whatever, why the government could, I'm like, and
Well,
then
no, they
you
don't want
call,
them to control abortion. They want them to pay for abortion.
well, yeah, I guess, I mean, what I mean
The-
is
the-
have their hand in it, right? To to have free and safe abortions for everyone all across the world, and whatever anyone's opinions are on this, it's up to you individually, right? The right to choose. That's what I believe in. But what they're saying constantly is that they're constantly taking a stand for you know government overreach, and then they call you authoritarian. I'm like, do you guys understand like what you're fighting for? Like what that future is going to look like if we don't make adjustments? Like you're literally fighting for a socialist, especially these socialists like on Twitter. Oh my God. Twitter is the bathroom stall of the internet. It is disgusting. But like they're literally fighting for the thing that they say they hate. Like you guys know we've seen this before, right? It's just crazy. Angry Sarge, Shauna, Misty, good to see all you guys. Ron Wayne, what's up, brother? Angry Sarge. But yeah, anyway, going back to Crump. So when did you start working with the GOA? Was that after writing for Amaland?
yeah, after running for Amaland, I kept on asking him for questions and comments and stuff like that. I will ask him questions and getting comments and stuff like that. And there is Jordan Stein. He and I used to eat lunch once a month when he used to live up here in the DC area. I used to go to the GOA offices once a month, and I really dug what I really dug what they were doing, and their beliefs and my beliefs lined up. And talking to Eric Pratt and John Valeco and all the guys over there, they were legit, man. They believed in the calls, and they believed, that they believed in shall not be infringed. It wasn't about flying around on private jets or anything else like that. It was about actually doing the work, and GOA is a cheap organization when it comes to spending money on
Anything.
well, no, they spend money where they spend money.
They put it where it's needed. They put
lawsuits.
Well, all right. So I always use this example with the GOA. It's like John and I were at the Iraq veteran shoot, and I'm like, "Hey, you got a room?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm going with GOA to Iraq veteran. I'm the booth bunny." He didn't say that. I said that. We're like, "Oh, hey man, you got an extra bed or whatever? Can I crash with you?" He's like, "We're already 2 to a room."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like GOA's no BS. Like when I've traveled on business, you get your own room, blah blah blah. It's like, no, they're already doubling up. They're not spending the extra bucks.
Yeah, because and everyone's cool with it because we believe that we can use that money for
the fight.
Yeah.
That's what I love, man. When I started talking to, and look, I'm totally unaffiliated with the GOA. Crump doesn't care. Like none of us are sitting here saying, join and contribute to the GOA. If you do choose to, I think they're, probably the.
You're not wasting your money. Good organization.
Yeah, it'd probably be the only organization that I would personally give to. But when I talk to people in the 2A community, and they're like, but my Second Amendment rights, but when I speak to people from the GOA, they're talking about natural rights, right? That are given to you by just, being born, right? That are supposed to be guaranteed by the Constitution, right? These aren't liberties that are gifted to us or privileges given by the government. These are restrictions on the government these are natural rights, our God-given rights. And I think it's cool as hell to see somebody like, when I had dinner with, well, we just kind of sat there. I didn't eat, but
You
when
could have eaten.
yeah, no, I know. I just, when I was out to dinner with you and Eric Pratt, right? Is that his name? Eric Pratt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I went out with you guys, like hearing him talk about it, like there is absolutely no question about his belief. He put it all out there, and it was just cool as shit to be like, whoa, you're like, an old dude in khakis and a polo, and you're talking just like we do.
Yeah, he was putting it out there. He wasn't like he didn't look at you at like Dark from DLD After Dark. He thought you were my friend Mark.
Dark. Yeah. Well, I don't know who that is, but yeah. I mean, I think it's cool to see somebody that was like, okay, like this is somebody that truly believes in their shit, and he wasn't trying to sell anything. He wasn't trying to like, I guess like gain points or anything. He was just having like an open, casual conversation. I just thought that was cool as shit. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to be a total dick here. There's 2 organizations I would absolutely not give money to. NRA and what's the other one? What's that? Oh, I can't remember that guy's name.
FPC. FPC?
No, is it? No. It's not FPC.
Second Amendment Foundation.
John, who's the guy? What's his face? I got a mental block on.
You're talking about
NAGR.
NAGR, yes. NAGR.
First off,
please, no money to NRA, no money to NAGR.
I'm not going to bash any other gun organizations. Every gun organization does.
Detective John Kimball.
Cock breath.
But I mean, you guys are free. I would rather show you guys what GOA can do more than bash other organizations, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
I'm okay with bashing other organizations.
I'm with you, and I think that's the professional thing to do, because look, I am sure that other organizations have made some positive movement in our world, right? But like, there are some people that just push the ball further down the court, and I think that's GOA, you know.
You got to highlight Christie's comment.
Oh my god. It
we
sounds,
all make the joke we like Dick, but she works for Dick.
yeah, she does work for Dick. And she does great things with Dick. No, well, no, like Dick Heller. Oh my
Hey,
god.
Chris, shut up.
Why have I never seen this?
Not
NRA
thirsty, but I'm talking about.
NRA equals negotiating rights away. Yikes.
Not Kirsty. I'm talking about Chris, like CHRIS.
Dude, that's crazy. You mean you don't want to bash organizations that promote and oh my god. Yeah, it's crazy. But you know, the reality is that you know, you get to pick and choose who you support, right? And none of us have any dog in the race about who you support, but you know, GOA is dope. GOA is fire, son. GOA is hip.
Yeah,
They're
and GOA
they-
has given me the opportunity to do a lot.
yeah.
I've been on the hill with them. I've been on the hill with the American Espresso Association too. Met with some senators. I'm able to actually affect change and affect policy that gets pushed in Congress, which is kind of really cool. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Now, what are some of your I guess, well, let's, before we go into that, let me pause. Actually, I'll go back to too many choices comment. Pause. What have you found about the executive order from today? What are some things that you can touch? Like, have you seen the actual document yet, or just heard?
No, I've seen it. There is a few different things which I find really interesting, and I'm going to do some connecting the dots here because I wrote about it, but a lot of people didn't connect the dots because they didn't do this. And I was responsible for doing some of this work on this stuff. And then I was like, oh, that's why. Okay. So about a year ago, I wrote an article after doing a FOIA request of the FOIAs of the gunners, right?
Mhm.
So I FOIA'd their FOIAs. Which is
Beautiful. Where'd
like
you get that idea first?
the FOIA that FOIAs?
Yeah.
It was actually not my idea. It was Rob Olson's idea.
Oh.
Now, is that
Excellent.
the first time FOIA's ever been FOIA'd?
No, because I found out there they FOIA'd the FOIAs of the. So
They FOIA'd the FOIAs that you FOIA'd?
yes,
Ow.
they FOIA'd
Ow.
the FOIAs of pro-gun organizations. So I FOIA'd the FOIAs of the FOIAs. So
that is like next level shit right there. That's the inception of FOIAs.
yeah.
Can you let everyone know what FOIA stands for, just so we
The
don't?
Freedom of Information Act.
There
The
you go.
legendary chicken farmer.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Sues
yeah.
state's federal government and brings me eggs.
Yep. So, okay.
Ooh,
So
speaking of eggs, you know who I saw tonight, Dark?
who?
Gave me a big hug.
Eggs. Hug.
She's a real cutie.
Oh,
A
Melissa.
lawyer, Melissa Martz. She looked smoking hot tonight.
I'm gonna clip just that. I'm gonna make a video of just
Like,
that.
how do I make this not look pervy so I can send Dark a picture of Melissa Martz?
Like, hey, we should take a selfie for the internet, not for my friend.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
with her husband
It's
there. It's like, hey, you mind
vertical,
taking a
and it's
picture?
like all the way up here, so you get the whole body shot. That's
Oh,
good.
and she had like a little house on the prairie outfit on, almost just about, one of those full length dresses. You would have,
Oh my
Dark. I
god.
know you like the girl next door, man.
Is that Burrito Bay? No, it's a different. This is actually what is she? Is she Congresswoman or what?
Well, she ran for Congress down here in my election district, and she is
Smoking hot.
not only a very attractive woman, a lawyer,
Extremely.
but smart AF, and so just great constitutionalists.
When I
would call her a great constitutionalist.
All right, John, we know your beef.
look, when I came, you can have beef. Everyone's welcome to have beef. But when I was on the show and she was there, I was just like, sitting there, like saying nothing, just So, good job, Melissa.
She's a good person, though.
Yeah, she's a great person.
Oh, yeah.
What's your beef?
View on gun rights.
All right, let's get that.
But I'm pretty sure she's been raising chickens. That's how we got there.
That's right.
But
all right, if I get you back to it.
Well, hold on. What's the beef?
The beef? Oh, she believes that states have the right to regulate firearms.
Oh, that's right. I remember that conversation. That was awkward. See, that's the thing. John doesn't feel awkward having these conversations. Like, he just doesn't have that bone in his body. So she comes on the show and, she's like, yeah, well, I'm, a Christian constitutionalist and I believe in this and that. And I believe he was like, pause. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. You said this.
John,
You said this. I was like,
pulled the emergency brake on that.
Yeah, I was like, yeet. It's the same thing when people are like, first off, I'd like to say that, I'm a constitutionalist, and they couldn't tell you anything beyond the first two amendments and can't tell you shit about, anything. And then they say, I usually ask, what's the question that I usually ask people when they have, I usually ask people, okay, what are your thoughts on felons and firearms? And that will crack open the book on. You all right?
Yeah, I just dropped something.
Oh, so I'll tell you what, that will crack open the book and that will shed light on what they truly believe. Because if they're saying that this is a God-given right, for you being born, right? These are the claws that a bear is born with, the teeth that sharks are born with, right? Like that. This is what God gives you. Then at what point does it become a privilege? And what point is it removed from people for them doing things or not doing things? Or plus, in this day and age, how easy is it to catch a freaking felony? I mean, there's some people that literally have just spoken on the internet and have been charged with 7 conspiracy felonies. But so I think that's interesting. But my apologies, John. Go ahead.
Yes. I believe that felons should be able to own firearms. I think felons should be able to own firearms while shooting up heroin in their arm and smoking crack. If
I
they
agree.
betray Jews. But that's just what I feel. I'm from the extreme camp of freedom.
Yeah, totally agree. Freedom is dangerous.
Not the Rob Pincus. Certain people should have firearms and certain people should not.
No.
Dude, the moment that even this is what people do all the time, right? They're like, well, I believe that, some, if they're rehabilitated or if they, but like, hold on, like that's way too subjective. And at what point do they, the only thing that should ever remove, and I agree, right? That felons and just anyone can own any firearm that they choose, right? Of course, guys, don't break laws and stuff, right? Because again, no matter what, we still have to acknowledge the world that we live in. But at what point are they no longer allowed to exercise their rights that were given to them by God? Well, it should only be when they are physically removed from their property, right? When they are physically incarcerated. Now, our justice system is broken, so people can't comprehend that. So people are murdering people and then getting out in 5.5 years. And then, because a lot of people don't know that typically if you're doing your full sentence, if it's misdemeanor time, you're doing 50% of your time in a state facility or just jail, or if it's beyond a year, you're going to do 80% of your time, and that's your maximum sentence. So when people are given a sentence, they would actually do 80% of it if they did all of it, but they end up getting out 30% of the way through their sentence, and it's so when they're released, they should be reintroduced to their to anything and everything, all of their rights restored, all if they're, whether it's their property, their guns, their dog, their whatever. And you know what, if they're a danger, then that's why we have firearms. So
I'll tell you what, I wasn't so on board until I heard Dark talk about it that way. And if you're safe enough to be out in society, you should have your full privileges were given back to you.
Yeah.
If you can vote, it's like, well then, F yeah, have a gun, drive a car, all that.
Yeah. And I too thought differently until someone challenged me on that. And
Mhm.
it was somebody that their son was killed via gun violence, right? You know, they were shot and killed. And he literally stood up in court and said openly that his rights should not be taken away. They're not ours to take. The man who lost his son to this person was fighting for the rights of the guy who murdered his son. Like, imagine that shit. Right. And that's when I totally had like, because I said the same thing. Well, as long as they're not violent, that's not my position. I can't make that decision. That's we didn't give it to them and we can't take it from them. And guess what? That's why we build firearms, and that's why we teach people how to build firearms, because guess what? We cannot rely on the availability of firearms. You can't even rely on the availability of food and fuel. Right? Like this is we have a very fragile system. And sorry, the Constitution
So
is
I
relatively.
wanna hit on-
debate on his show, though.
What's that?
Didn't I beat that guy on a debate on his show?
I think this would be factually true. Yes.
And then he deleted the stream after he said, "I'm tired. I gotta get off."
Very quickly,
And
he
then-
did. Yes.
And then deleted the stream.
I always feel like he's just going to be watching. Like he's just the guy that watches and doesn't say shit. You know?
Yeah, he probably is.
Because we had like 70 people in here and like 20 people in chat.
Yeah,
So I'm always like, like, you know, who's watching? But I mean, hey,
it's fine. I like the dude.
yeah, no, I mean, look, I look at, you know, what lessons am I learning from relationships and interactions and experiences? And if you can't walk away from anything good or bad and be like, what did I take away from it? What did I learn? If you can't look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I growing and developing? Then, you know, we got to look at things differently, you know. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, what's up, brother? Good to see you.
Oh boy.
Damian Christ, what up? I think I saw Constitutional Carpenter, somebody else in here.
So
good to see all you guys.
I want us to we're all the more. First off, in case you guys don't know, I'll be on the phone with Crump, and then Dark will call in and we'll conference, or the other way around.
Mhm.
It's like we're pretty bad most days.
We'll get Night Strike on the phone.
Usually Dark and Rich are like little high school girls.
Yeah, this is true. We talk.
Okay,
Yeah.
but getting back to the thing. Okay.
Yeah, but John was
Yeah.
talking about the executive
All
order.
right. So I wrote the FOIA that's showing the FOIAs of their FOIAs, and they were FOIAing information about violations, like IOI violations that IOI found, right?
So tell them what that
It could be anything from a firearm not logged or a firearm not logged correctly. Maybe there's a typo somewhere or whatever.
Oh my God! Hold on 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Wayne. Whip, 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 whip. I said hi to you earlier. Hey Ron, good to see you, man. Thank you so much.
First off, we need to pay homage to Ron, because Ron is.
Oh, it hurts to smile. Dental work sucks.
Somebody that a year ago had subscribers in the 10.
Stop, it hurts so bad. Oh, I had 2 root canals today. I had one that was an old root canal that failed, that they had to dig all that shit out. And then, so that tooth that was hurting was a root canal that I already had done that failed. And it was so bad that, like, I guess the tooth next to it was jacked up too. Like, this is like totally killing me. And I don't do drugs anymore, so I can't take painkillers for it. And it's literally like eating my soul. Sorry. My apologies. Continue.
So Ron a year ago, I think had tens of subscribers, and now has over 40,000.
I had to mute Crump.
Did Crump unmute Crump?
He pressed it. I know he did, but I muted him. All right. Give the Jamaican horn a break, but I'm sure people are dying right now. Painkillers are freaking. Oh my god. So okay. So
Okay.
I
Let me
guess
get
I'm
back
gay.
to I did the FOIA request, and it showed that they were looking for like little violations, like anything from typos to whatever. And then last month, Brady United released a CLE. CLE stands for continued legal education. You have to take CLE credits to continue with your law
your
license,
law
right?
degree. Yeah. Your practice. License to practice.
They released a CLE course on how to sue gun manufacturers, and one of the ways that they said that you can sue gun manufacturers, because there's something called the PLCAA, which prevents frivolous lawsuits against gun manufacturers unless you can show negligence. And Brady was talking about using small violations that these IOIs find to sue gun stores, and claim that they don't have the PLCAA protection because they were negligent in using those small violations to prove negligence. And one of the things that the executive order does is make all that what he's trying to do is make all the violations public. So these anti-gun organizations will not have to file FOIA requests, but they could just pull it off a website.
So what they're saying is that if there is an FFL that makes a simple, very common clerical error,
Which
right?
you worked at a gun store before,
Yeah,
or in the
yeah.
gun industry. I'm not sure what you did in the gun
Yeah,
industry.
I worked in a store and in the gun industry, and I guess you could say
You
both.
know how easy it is to have a single line mess up.
Dude, I had a new guy literally hand a suppressor to a customer, and they walked out with it and took it home. Yes, accidents happen in gun shops every single day. I've had an accidental discharge, well, a negligent discharge in a gun shop. Um, yes, shit happens all the time, but it's because the human element, right? And there's Brady was shot with a 22 revolver. Tom Brady?
Oh my God!
No, the Brady bill.
Yeah.
Thank you,
James Brady.
man against the masses.
What did he say? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. We need to make this bigger. Let's make us. Okay, it really doesn't do a whole lot. Let me go full screen. Oh, that's awesome. That's beautiful. The reporter of steel. That's beautiful. I love it. 69
Look, it's
viewers
even me
tonight.
downhill, down here.
Hmm?
I'm down here too.
Yeah, I see.
There's my two faces on there.
I see both of you. So, let's say there's a simple clerical error, right? An FFL makes a simple clerical error, and that gets published. Then all of a sudden, these people that are fighting against, the industry, whatever, right? If it's an FFL, a gun store, gun shop, manufacturer, whatever it could be, they could actually say that they're negligent because of this clerical error that was published, and then they could be open for legal liability.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, but I don't think a lot of people caught that. But if you didn't do all three stories, then you probably wouldn't have caught it.
Yeah. Hey, the engineer beware. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I got your messages the other day too, man. Thanks for reaching out. I'll get back to you. I've said this a couple times, but I had like crucial tooth pain, and I had to go to the dentist, and I got a bunch of dental work done, and it's killing me, and my whole face hurts. But yeah. So okay. So you FOIA the FOIAs for the FOIA. they're looking for IOIs, blah blah blah. So okay, so what else did you find within which is bad? That's a bad thing, right? And I know, even though we discussed you being willing to, throw the firearm kind of industry in the fire, that's really only if you have to choose between the individual gun owner and the industry, right? You don't want to see the industry fail,
No, I don't want
clearly.
to see the industry fail. Not one bit.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, another thing that I found was the backdoor universal background checks,
Hmm.
which I'm pretty sure everyone knows. They want to change the definition of what it is to be in the business of gun sales. I mean, they could do it where they can say, well, if you sell more than one gun in your lifetime, you're not in the gun sell. Who knows what they're going to do? They might say if you make a profit, you're in the business. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
It's
So
it,
that one's kind of a big thing in there.
I'm sure
Um,
it's going to be something radical, right? It'll be something crazy.
yeah, it'd be something crazy. Yeah.
And the whole reason the term engaging in the business of, like, that comes from the ATF and all of this crazy shit that we've been dealing with for the past, years. So,
yeah.
you think them.
One of the other things that I find interesting is the whole military thing.
The military marketing, or the way they describe that.
Well, not the military marketing, but use the purchasing power of the DoD to affect change. Like,
So I'm
what are
not
they
aware
gonna
of
go to
that.
SIG and say, "Hey, if you sell the MCX to the civilian market, we're not gonna buy your product?"
Wow.
But they didn't really elaborate on what they meant by that. And also, I think they're coming after 3D printing because, as we all know, the Undetectable Firearms Act of 1988 expires at the end of this year. No, not only do they want to renew it, but
Hmm.
they want to modify it, to modernize it
And for people that don't know, the Undetectable Firearms Act is, basically
based on the
saying
Glock
that,
7.
yeah, dude. So let people know how absolutely absurd. What's up, Flood Munitions, by the way? Let people know how absolutely absurd these, crazy anti-gun zealots are. Where this came from. I mean, it comes from, like, regulating the weight and materials of firearms, right? So they're not totally indetectable, but where did it originate from?
I should. We won't get copyrighted if we play it, will we?
Yeah, yeah, we will. For Die
Okay.
Hard, it's one of the Paramount.
A Die Hard 2, where John McClane said these guys have Glock 7s. They're porcelain made firearms that are undetectable by metal detectors. They cost as much as you make in a month.
Yeah,
Which,
plastic and ceramic or porcelain or whatever. Like, it totally completely wrong.
yeah, it
But
was completely wrong. But once he said that, uh, Congress went crazy because they thought Glocks were undetectable, and there was news
It's in the
stories ran
movies.
at
It's
the
got to
time
be true.
about undetectable firearms, and everyone was like, "Wait!" The people in know was like, "Wait, they're not undetectable. Watch, beep beep beep."
yeah, well, there were a lot of people that thought that because the frames were polymer, that you could actually sneak the firearm or parts of the firearm through. Oh, wow. Hey, Kurt24 gifted 5 memberships. Hey, thank you, man. Kurt24, you're the man. John
Well,
Rice, good to see you, bro.
I guess if just take all the parts out of the frame and you just sneak the frame in,
Nope.
it's not detectable.
Because think
And
about
and
it.
and pop out and you pop out the serial plate.
Yeah, you got to pop out the
And
rails integrated with the serial
yeah,
line.
yeah, and the rails, if you cut it up, you can probably sneak it through, but
Yeah,
then you're gonna have to throw it at someone.
if you do what the ATF considers to be destroying it, like cutting the lower receiver, but even a polymer 80, right? A polymer 80 is completely plastic, right? It actually has the serialization plate in there too. So that has metal, even though the rails are removable. But factory Glock rails, most of them are not completely, polymer, unless you're referring to like a 3D printed Glock frame, which
and it's not like primers in metal.
yeah, it's. Are you gonna sneak a Liberator with one singular round into, like, if you
The
walk through?
round will set it off. You have to like make some.
Yeah, it should, but that's also about the. So I don't know. Maybe one singular round would be such a low level of metal detection. I don't know. Maybe there are titanium primers out there. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, and actually, you know what? Some people asked about this.
I don't
Remind
think there
me.
could be titanium primers.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
They're single use, right? Some
That's
people
single
asked.
use, but I don't think you're gonna get enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I whatever it is, it's all BS and fake, right? Like that we all know. Hey, not my name is now a channel member. Let's see who else. Kurt24, thank you for doing that, brother. I appreciate you, man. See, Kurt and like all you guys, CNT, all the people that have given memberships, like you guys have no idea how much that helps the channel. I'm super, super grateful for all you guys. And please, when you want some, like, or when you see somebody gift memberships, please put it in chat like that so I can see it. That means a lot, so I can thank them and share gratitude. So
But the Liberator also used the metal firing pin too.
that's also correct. Yep. It's nuts. Oh, did I get? Hold on, let's see. Kurt24 gifted 5 DLD After Dark memberships. Goombeam, hey, Misty, Morningstar, Taco Syndicate, Corn, or no. Okay, Goombeam, Misty, and Morningstar, and Taco Syndicate, and Not My Name. Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Love you guys. You guys are incredible. Kurt24, thank you, brother. Dang. Okay, so yeah, going back to it, it's not realistic for somebody to, to really have something that's truly effective, right? You can get one round off, but the thing is that these guys took something from a fictional world that didn't exist, and they
And
created.
wrote legislation on it.
Yeah, and this is actual legislation, right? This took an act of Congress for them to be like, I heard this in Die Hard.
I heard too.
Yeah, Die Hard 2. Sorry, at Dulles Airport, but
Yeah,
it wasn't really.
filmed at Dallas.
Yeah, it wasn't really.
One outside scene at Dallas. The rest was filmed
Yeah.
in Hollywood.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. So this is who we're dealing with, you guys. By the way, some people asked me after the last stream, and I apologize I missed Saturday because I had the little one, but some people hit me up. I got like 3 emails of people that asked, what are the airplane tools that you bring with you? So I have 3 right in front of me. So tonight before we leave, I'll show you guys the tools that I bring on to airplanes that everyone should be able to bring on as well. But moving on. So
you know what you can do? You can get a knife belt buckle that the knife part is inside the buckle, which is metal. So it looks like it's a single piece of metal.
dude, I've got
I've
3D
gone through a lot.
I've got 3D printed push daggers that are totally, they'll still show in those scans where you put the bags in, they don't just show metal. They hit hot on metal, but they really show the outline of everything.
Well, I can teach you how to get it through.
So I know how to get it through. I'm just not going to say on a live stream of how I get it through. Are you saying so your belt buckle with the blade gets through?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, show me which one.
Yeah, I will.
Because I would much rather have to explain to a courtroom than have.
No, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I didn't realize I had that."
Until this man on this flight from LA to Boston stood up and said, "I'll kill every man on this plane." Yeah,
Not so fast.
See, Kimball gets it, man. Kimball knows
No,
exactly.
what you can do is, yes, it does show the outline of everything, right? But
Mhm.
this is this is other than the belt buckle. What you do is you get a this has actually been done. It's
What you do is you get a condom. I'm
no,
just kidding.
no. See, the
Oh.
issue with these machines, the scanning machines, is the background's black, right?
Mhm.
And guess what metal shows up as?
I thought it hits as like bright, like white.
No, your body shows up bright white, and the
Oh, you're
black
talking
is the
about
outline.
body scanners, not the bag scanners.
Yeah, the body scanners.
Okay.
So what these guys did, and this is actually a test, which I don't know if this is public or not, but I guess it's going to be public now.
I'm pretty
It is
sure I've
now.
heard it.
They inserted a pocket into their shirt,
Mhm.
and they had a knife in their shirt, like an all steel knife,
Mhm.
like attached to the shirt. So when you put your hands up, it actually hung down. So when they did the body scan, everything turned white, but metal didn't turn white. So when they do that, your body's outlined in white, but the metal is black and it's against a black background.
Interesting.
And they were able to get the knife through.
Didn't they change the rules at some point saying that you're allowed to bring on like the little micro knives that are like 1.25 or 1.75
I have no idea.
inches? I always wondered that, and I wanted to be like, dude, if I'm allowed to bring a sub 2-inch knife on a plane, bro, I got the. Actually, let me grab this real quick. Hang
Yeah,
on.
PLA was saying they were doing it with Zippo suspended from the pits area, but you can bring a Zippo on a plane now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so out of the hundreds of dollars that I've put into blades, this is quite possibly the most useful knife that I have. I think they're already all sold out, but on tack knives,
Yeah, they were when I looked.
yeah, they sell out really quickly. I talked to the owner of Tack Knives. By the way, if you use code DARK, you get 20% off. And if you notice how like other creators that do Tack Knives things, they're like, yeah, you get 5 or 10% off. That's because they're taking money from them from that percentage. So
Oh, can I bring something else up about the press conference?
sure, yeah.
Judy Wu, whatever her name was, she was talking about the Asian hate crimes that happened. The Asian hate crime that happened on the eve of Lunar New Year.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, the Asian hate crime that happened." It's like, dude, the dude was Asian.
Yeah, the
The perp.
the perpetrator was Asian. I'm pretty sure that I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess maybe all crimes are hate crimes now.
Oh my god. Box cutter playing hand orange covering eyes emoji. Oh my god. So fetch. Thank you, Christy. Yeah, this thing is nuts. Yeah, so I don't think it's possible for, an Asian to, have a hate crime on Asians. I don't know, maybe, right? It was the same thing that people were saying like the New York subway shooter was, killing black people with a ghost gun. It's like first off,
Yeah.
he was black. Secondly, it wasn't a ghost gun. It was a Glock, a factory Glock with an attempted obliterated serial number that had like a Dremel scratch in it. Like that's it. Like it was the most terrible job of an attempted removal of a serial number. It could have been a scratch from him dropping it on his coffee table. Like who really knows, right? But that's another issue is that they always say that these are ghost guns when they're really just factory firearms with obliterated serial numbers.
Well,
But
that's one of the big issues with these ghost gun statistics. They try to make you think that they're 80%ers and whatnot, but they lump regular firearms with the bulleted serial numbers in there.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge issue. It skews all the numbers in their favor.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. I did a story like a couple years ago where they put up this website that tracked mass shootings.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
You have John McClane.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Man against the masses.
Dude, he's killing it. He's killing it.
So they put up these like this website. They track all these mass shootings, and I guess they didn't think anyone would be dumb enough or decide to waste the time to actually look up all these mass shootings.
Yeah, well, why would they waste all the time?
It was mass school shootings, and one thing, school shootings. It wasn't a mass shooting; it was the school shootings, right?
Yeah. So if it happened near a school,
yeah, it was like within
shooting.
1 mile of a school. They grouped into that.
Oh,
And
dude, that's
then
ridiculous.
not only that, but I was looking up cases. So I was like, okay, look up this one. Okay, I found this one. Oh, someone called the cops on these kids that were playing airsoft in a park.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's like, dude, that's not a school shooting. One, they didn't have firearms.
Yeah.
They were playing a game. That's like me stating, like when my boys and I used to play a war back when I was a little kid, that we were training in an insurgency or something. I don't know.
It's like saying playing with Hot Wheels is a car crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's an excellent.
Yeah, I'm a race car driver. What type of car you drive? Hot Wheels?
Yeah, right. I drive a RC.
Yeah, I'm a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
I've actually got a RC car that I got from an old Radio Shack ad back in the day.
But it's a Jeff Gordon RC car, so yeah, no, it's crazy.
It's Dale. It's the Intimidator.
Dale.
Do it for Dale.
Do it for Dale. Dude, I love the Zombieland was a great movie. The one hilarious thing is Woody Harrelson spray painted the number 3 on every single car that he stole. That was great, dude. Yeah, that was hilarious. You gotta love shit like that, and all these like dystopian future movies. They just, I love watching them. The shows, the movies. Have you guys seen Black Mirror?
I'm still working on Stranger Things.
Dude, Black Mirror is nuts, man. Black Mirror is crazy. Hey, Invader Zip, man. What's up, brother? Good to see you. This is the second time I've seen you in my stream. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and just like Zip was making fun of me, I'm ready to bail because I'm an old man and I need my nappy nap time.
Oh, you need your Joe Biden nap time?
Well, no, Rachel's up early in the morning. Sometimes when I text him at like 7:30 in the morning, hey, you up? He's like, yeah, I'm up.
Yeah, dude, I honestly, some days if I like go to sleep way too late, I literally count on Rich to wake me up. He's a great friend.
Or if Dark wakes up at 12:30 at night, he'll call me.
Yeah, I'll also do that.
Yeah, my wife makes me call Rich sometimes in the middle of the night when she doesn't want to talk to me.
Like John's talking string theory. Call Rich.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
She told you the story, right?
What story?
Yeah.
The oregano story? Are we talking about?
Not the oregano story. My wife's Italian, and she was like, I don't know how to say this word in English. I was like, what is it? She's like, Organ. I was like, well, how do you say it in Italian? She's like, oregano.
Wow. It's like the same thing when a kid like meets it's gonna sound bad, but like I remember like as a kid I would meet like some like Spanish friends or whatever, and they'd be like saying something in Spanish, and I'd be like, oh, what's your name? Brian. Oh, how do you say your name in Spanish? Brian. Like there's literally no difference at all. It's like, yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, what she calls like loaves of bread toast.
What?
Yeah, like like two slices of bread with 2 slices of toast, whether they're toasted or not.
But that's an actual chemical reaction.
I know.
Like that is different. That's interesting. No,
Yeah,
I
no,
know.
but she told a story to Rich, and or maybe I told her she was there up in New York where I she woke up and I'm sitting up in bed. I'm just sitting there staring out into space. And she was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I was like, "I'm just thinking, I got a lot on my mind." She's like, "You can tell me." I was like, "I don't think I can." She's like, "You can tell me anything." So I said, "Let's say the Earth was like, let's say the universe isn't. There's no curvature to the universe because right now, from what we can tell, it doesn't look like there's a curvature, or the curvature is so big that we can't detect it, even though we're using lasers bouncing off." She's like, "Good night."
Wow. Yeah. I don't blame her.
I was like, "But you said I could tell you anything." She's like, "Not that. Good night."
So what even is string theory? I always like
Everything's made up of vibrating strings, man. Come on, man.
I
Higher
mean
dimensional space.
everything is energy. Like I would agree with that. Like everything is energy, and energy can be transferred, and energy can be, it can't be, you know, stopped or eliminated. It can only be moved or transferred.
Well, all right. So one of the things that I found very
Unified field
interesting is
theory.
the concept that time is a function of gravity.
Yeah.
Mm,
That was like, whoa. At first, I'm like, bullshit. And then I'm like,
crypto.
All
Hold
right.
on.
Well, think about this, right?
Hold on. I missed that. Rich say I was reading this comment. He said Asians were voting right, so the left had to call them victims to get their votes. Ooh, oof. Okay, Rich, say that again about gravity. What?
gravity is time is a function of gravity.
Okay, that's difficult to. Yeah, that's hard for me to
Mhm.
understand.
Well, here's the thing. This is kind of like another unified field theory, but it's kind of related to string theory, but not really. Kind of. Something called M theory, membrane theory, right? Where there's a bunch of universes that are all connected on this big membrane, and you have a couple. You have weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force, gravity, and electromagnetism, right? One of
Okay.
those are not like the other. Which one is it? And why?
I don't know.
Gravity. Gravity is a lot weaker than what it should be.
I mean, I would picture like when I first like really understood gravity, I thought like, all of us would be like keeling over, like
Oh,
puking by like the effects of it.
no. Well, so maybe gravity is actually leaking in. Yep. Gravity is. I see someone saying gravity is a result of mass occupying space. Yes, but we don't know exactly how gravity works.
Yeah, are there gravitons?
Or yeah, I think so.
Are there gravitons and
Interesting.
anti-gravitons?
There have to be if you think about it, because if
And
not,
does that mean the gravitonium in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was true?
I have no idea. But if you think there's electrons, anti-electrons, neutrons, anti-neutrons, all that, right? Okay, but getting back to string theory. Okay, the universe is made up of giant little vibrating strings. You know what? You have us. Then if you this nothing, you have us. Then we're made up of atoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then those atoms are made up of electrons and neutrons, and those made up of quarks, and then Higgs boson. You keep on getting smaller and smaller and smaller until you get to these tiny little one-dimensional vibrating strings.
Okay.
that ties everything together. That's why it's a unifying field theory, unified field theory, a UTF.
So you're saying that it's about little strings being tied together. Hey, T for
Oh, they
Tejas, what's up,
vibrate.
brother? So hold on. So Invader Zip says, Crumpy, do you know about semantics? I think this intertwines with everything.
Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. Of course, the answer, of course, is 42.
Yeah,
and-
it's not strings, it's just vibrations or frequencies. Yeah, but strings, it's an easy way to explain it. It's a point length particle, basically. And here's another thing. This is kind of this is really, really cool, right? Beginning back to M theory, you have all these little universes floating around, right? And the Big Bang, let's say the Big Bang did happen, but there's no really evidence of there's evidence of the Big Bang happening, but it's not 100%. But in order for the Big Bang to happen, something has to happen, right? We can tell we can describe the Big Bang, and we can describe like a millisecond after the Big Bang, but we can't describe what caused the Big Bang. Well, if you think about M theory, you have all these universes floating together. Maybe the Big Bang theory is a universe colliding with another universe, causing a Big Bang. And here's another really cool thing. Do you know what the cosmic, the dark drift is, or cosmic drift, or whatever they call it? Everything in
No,
the universe is a lot of stuff in the universe is being pulled towards one area.
nope. I know nothing about it.
Yeah. So you have like this, think of something pulling a lot of the universe into one area. It could be dark energy, or it could be dark matter, it could be another universe, or it could be something we don't know because we can't see that far. And anything that we can anything is just a theory, right? Because this world is like a really, really weird world.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Another
Biden
thing
got
that,
elected.
what? Yeah,
Biden got elected.
yeah. The double slit theory is really, really cool, though. It's one of the things I really that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just too far for me. It could be
Well, you have
dark
single
magic.
slit diffraction and double slit diffraction,
All right, go ahead, Rich. Take it over.
which gives nodal interference. So the question is whether light acts as a wave or a particle or both.
Yeah, but tell about the double slit.
Well, the double slit, the light interferes with itself and causes a pattern.
Oh, but
So there's nodal interference.
But what happens if you don't observe it?
It doesn't happen.
But when you do observe it,
It happens.
it happens. Kind of weird, right?
So it's really like the event happens before it. Like, so people talk about double slit diffraction to prove that time is not linear.
Yeah, because it's an actual test that they can do where the observation of the pattern is what causes it to happen.
This is all making sense. I'm just kidding. It's literally making no sense to me. Overlay images.
Waves, man.
But if you want to have these conversations with John, how can they reach you, John?
It's a
Yeah.
particle in a wave, which is freaking badass. So, but it depends if you're looking at it or not. Well, not really looking at it. You have like little, detectors, but
Depends if you're looking at the detectors. Detector John Kimball's.
well, yeah, maybe, man. It's like the whole thing is just really weird. How does it know?
I don't know, and that's
That's like my favorite. The thermos can keep cold things cold and hot things hot. How does it know?
think about it, man. We need
Come on, man.
we need that snippet of Crump saying, "Think about it, man." Like it's like perfect. Okay. Before we
But
wrap
dude,
this
is
up,
that not cool?
it's awesome.
Crazy
Before
cool.
Sure,
Before we wrap up,
we can talk about some more physics if you want.
yeah, no, that's okay.
No, John, you got a wife for that.
Yeah. You guys are really asking if a bear shits in the woods. Oh, that's great. If a tree falls in the woods. Okay, so
Is the man still wrong? Yes.
regarding regarding the executive order, is there anything else on there after the undetectable firearms?
Yeah, there is a couple things. One of the things is that whether the universe is actually one-dimensional and it's actually and all the other dimensions are a hologram of that one dimension, which is called a holographic
I knew you were gonna get
theory. Or if superstring theory, and all that is other rights, and there's 11 dimensions to space, and we cannot detect the other dimensions, or maybe we can, and yeah.
So guys, we are here to protect your big bang given rights. Okay. And just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, physics girl. I feel bad for physics girl.
Who's physics girl?
It's a YouTube channel. She got COVID like 4 months ago, and she's suffering from like long. It's called long COVID. It's where it's like actually like life threatening right now.
Dang.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I love her channel because she's just so passionate about of physics and everything else.
Mike Clune, good night, brother. Has my connection been stable this whole time? I've been on the wrong network this whole time.
Well, it was until right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me switch over.
Oh, and Scott, yes, she was. Yep. Dark. It's funny. Yeah, she went to Chernobyl. She did some time on a nuclear sub. She does really, really cool stuff. One of my favorite channels, just because.
Ooh, Morningstar.
Dang, Morningstar.
Oh, if you're like effed up for 4 months.
Dude, I'll tell you what, after I had like a little over like a month and a week or two of COVID, I was in bad shape, dude. Really bad shape. I was literally losing hair. I had a fever of like 103 to 104 for off and on for about 4 weeks. It was bad, and I was basically left in a bed by myself to die. And then everyone was like, "You should have gotten the vaccine." It's like, yeah, no. I would literally rather die in my bed than.
Well, so Nightstrike and I offered to drive up and take turns helping Dark.
No, they didn't. I don't recall any of that. If you did, I was just so out of it that I literally don't remember.
So I wasn't working at the time, dude. I would have drove up and took care of you. I already had COVID.
I know. No, I I get really weird. Now I got to scroll back and screenshot that dark. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so before we wrap up here, anything else you want to hit on the executive order before we go? Because my face is hurting badly, and I gotta pass out.
Does it have to be an executive order?
Too.
I would like to wrap that up if there's a way.
Okay. No, I guess that's it. I was just gonna bring up some
string theory.
Some not really string theory.
Theories of strings. What's better, a stronger safety plunger spring or a weaker spring? Asking for a friend. So you really, yeah. I would be curious to know what slide you're running and what parts you're running, because it needs to operate freely, right? It needs to operate without obstruction. And sometimes what a lot of people do is they'll build their gun, they'll test it, they'll fire 200, 500, 1,000 rounds through it without any problem, and then they'll put an optic on it, right? But they don't realize that their optic screw is torqued down so hard that it's literally depressing the plunger spring, and it will no longer cycle. But they'll put it in their waistband and carry it because they're like, oh, I already ran 1,000 rounds through it. It's fine. It's trustworthy. But they added an optic. They didn't zero it in. They didn't test it. Every time you have any type of tension on that spring, if it doesn't move freely, it could be an issue. So it just depends on what G21 OEM. You just got to run it and see if it works. If it runs and it functions, then yeah, you should be good. I put together an OEM G21, and there's some interesting things about that it's not really a build, right? It's an assembly because we didn't build out the lower, right? I used an OEM lower, and some things surprised me. Like you brought up the recoil spring thing, which I realized, but I didn't really, take note of. Like every time you pull that slide off the lower, the recoil spring just like falls out. Some interesting things, but yeah, you just got to run it. I ran mine. It runs like a champ. That thing is so accurate. You could freaking shoot skeet with it if you wanted to. It's crazy. The Lone Wolf slides are great. In my opinion, and some people may shit on me for this, in my opinion, the OEM style Lone Wolf slides are like literally the closest thing you can get to an actual OEM factory Glock slide. They're excellent. I've had really great luck with them. And also really great luck with Polymer 80 lower parts kits too. But not everyone has had that same interaction with them. I just, from now on, I'm getting Shadow Systems parts. And I know I've told you guys about all that, but a lot of 1776 Supply Co. Lower parts kits have Shadow Systems parts in it. Hold on. You know what I find highly annoying? Oh God. Didn't you have somebody just recently, you're still muted. Didn't you have somebody recently comment on one of your videos like, how many highly annoying videos are you gonna do?
Oh, hold on.
Dude, you should, you know what? I'm not even gonna give you that idea. Never mind.
For John Kimball out there, this is my new 43 slide, and I have my this is a Patmos from JSD, and I have a where the hell is my? I got another one. I got a 19. Hold on, I'll grab my 19.
Yeah, no, nothing happened at all. I still got like a bunch of these builds back here. I built using all JSD stuff.
And here's my 19 Patmos from JSD.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of their stuff: JSD parts, Patmos. Yeah, I've never personally had problems with them. Some people had been saying that their strikers were breaking. And I actually got a picture from a viewer recently that said their striker broke. But then some other people that are like, into manufacturing slides and stuff had said that it's because of the placement of like the way that they machine the slides. And so I don't know. But personally, I've only had an issue with one JSD slide, and they took it back and they sent me a new one, and I had no problems with it. One of those was my carry gun. Like I carried a gun that was 100% JSD parts aside from the P80 frame, and I literally had zero problems with it.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with it.
Yeah. I don't have a garden at my new place, which is killing me. That was a really shitty thing about moving, is that I don't have really anywhere really any convenient places for growing anything. I still have my strawberries, but that's basically it. Everything else I had to leave to die.
I'm thinking about turning my backyard into a farm.
Bro, let me know. I will literally tend to it. I'll be your farm assist.
Boy.
I'm gonna grow corn.
Your pharmacy.
Corn's tough with bugs, so you got to be careful with that.
I'm gonna grow a bunch of corn in my backyard.
You know what? Honestly, you know what the
Just to
key
piss
is,
off my neighbors.
I was gonna say, don't you have an HOA, John?
I do.
dude.
And then do a corn maze.
What you need to do is do grapes, because our area is actually excellent for grapes.
Yeah, there's a winery.
Yeah.
Like probably like 2 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
Right up Fleetwood Winery, right on Evergreen.
Oh, Snoring Rich has a point. Do some hydroponic towers, Dark. You can do that on your little deck.
Yeah, I considered doing something like that, and there's a bunch of stuff you can still do.
Wait, does your deck face north? Your deck is on the north side of the house?
My deck rises in the.
Well, you can grow up to 5 weed plants.
Oh, that's true. I got a lot of horticultural skills, germinating seeds and growing plants when I was a kid, allegedly. But no, I don't grow anything. I got my strawberries.
And Detective John Kimball, I've seen Dark's deck. It's pretty small.
Everyone's seen my deck. All right, my deck used to be huge, but as I got a little bit older, no, when I moved, my deck shriveled up, and it used to be the biggest deck in the neighborhood. Everyone would talk about it. All the
Come on it.
Everyone would come on my deck. I would have parties, and everyone would be like, "Let's see your deck." I would send deck pics to people. All the soccer moms in my neighborhood loved my deck.
Underage girls.
A what?
Nothing.
But yeah, I have a small deck.
Grow lentils. That's cool. I love lentil soup.
Ooh, yeah, lentils are great, dude. That hurts so bad. Oh.
Now, one thing I learned about lettuce in Florida is you can only grow it. Like I should have had it planted and growing by now, because once lettuce hits warmer temperatures, like I think it's above 70. Once you're out of the 70s, it turns sour. It turns bitter.
It's called skunkweed.
My lettuce.
Rich is growing the devil's lettuce.
Lettuce, cucumbers, my tomatoes, all my other stuff that a lot of it died. Let's get back to physics. Yeah, no, we gotta end it, man. I'm struggling. My whole face is hurting.
All right. I'll just say thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. I'm still gonna show all my airplane weapons or tools. So stick around for that, guys. But yeah, go ahead, John.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I just want to leave everyone with a question. And this is from the world of science fiction. In Star Trek, right?
42.
No.
OG Star Trek?
It doesn't matter. When they transport people, they break down their atoms and they reassemble it from new atoms on wherever they wherever they beam them to, right? Does that mean every time you step onto a holodeck, they're going to kill you and create a new you?
Yes.
Because there's one episode where there's like 2 Rikers, I think.
I would say yes, right? Is the answer yes?
I don't know.
Well, what's your theory on it?
Don't have a theory. I think that if I would have to guess, I think every time you get beamed, you're killed.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay. We all know that there was a cartoon back in the day. I'm sorry, Detective John Kimball. Rich, do you see this? Did Rich ever get to sit on your deck?
No, I stood on Dark's deck.
He stood on it. He didn't. Oh no, did you come on my old deck?
No, I was never on your old deck.
No, did you?
Oh my god.
Wow.
This is the funniest thing. This is the shit that, like, when you go to a friend's house and they're like, yeah, my deck is really hard or something like that, and you could just joke for so long before they notice. Hold on, like, man, will you be willing to send me some deck pics here and there? But yeah, yeah. So this is my question. So for all of you guys, you may remember that there was a cartoon for a while, Jimmy Neutron.
Oh yes.
How could Jimmy be a neutron? I'm just kidding. I don't have any cool string theory questions like that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Are you serious?
No, yeah. I mean, that was just a stupid joke that I came up with. Anyway, Crump, remind everybody who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
My name is John Crump, and I am around here a lot. I'm on Dark Show a lot.
Mhm.
I do stuff for the 2A community, and I like physics theories
He does, and guns too.
and guns too. You know,
Yeah, and he does have a really big deck.
oh yeah,
I got a bigger deck, and mine's concrete, hard as concrete.
His deck is also big, but hey, we're not measuring here. Okay, we're not
Mm,
comparing
wow.
our deck sizes because I would lose that one. My old deck, man, you guys should have seen it. Okay, John.
everyone. If-
First off,
hold on.
John's deck is a synthetic. It's not even real wood.
Okay. I
true.
just want to say, everyone out there, if you want to do some physics about something that's easy to digest and a lot of fun, read about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And also, Heisenberg that's where they got the name from Breaking Bad at.
Heisenberg. Interesting.
Is it a
Now,
wave or particle?
yeah, I don't know
Both.
anything about that either.
Is it a wave or particle? Come on.
Did you ever
Or both.
sleep on Dark's deck and dream
No.
of his deck while on his deck?
Wave
Total deck
particle duality.
like Goldmember. It's not how long, but how thick their deck is. Very good point. You gotta have a thick deck, and it's got to be real wood. But the synthetic wood is great for maintenance. Anyway, moving along.
Yeah,
Rich,
but maybe in a different universe, that synthetic wood is actually natural wood, and wood is actually synthetic.
that's true. Maybe
I
in
like
the
how
Upside
George
Down.
Carlin said maybe the Earth invented humans so it could have plastic.
That's a terrible point. I'm just kidding.
I like George Carlin. He's a funny guy.
I honestly think that in the Upside Down, synthetic wood is real wood.
Probably.
You know.
What bothers me about the Upside Down is if everything in the regular universe is in the Upside Down universe, how come there's no people there that built all the shit?
It explains it.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to keep watching.
I can explain it right now for you.
No, don't ruin it for him. He's gotta watch it. I don't want to take that from him.
I'm like 2 episodes into the 2nd season.
Yeah, it explains it.
Oh, dude, you gotta keep going. Keep going, man.
Waiting for the spaghetti monster to come.
Yeah, just wait. That's the first.
The space octopus.
Mm-hmm.
The mind flare.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing's dope. You're gonna have a blast.
Just keep on watching it. Just keep on watching it because there's some twists and turns.
Mm-hmm.
And it explains what the Upside Down is.
Yep.
So we both have to be present to watch it.
That's the worst. I don't miss that.
When's the next season? The final season of?
I don't know. I thought the 4th was the final season until I watched the last episode, and I'm like, oh, there's no way they can end on that. I do like what they did with the Doctor because, like, Papa, the Doctor, I was like, man, like, I really wanted to hate him the entire series until the last season, and I was like, I kind of understand him in a way, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's got to be sometime this year. Deep subjects, kind of like how we all feed off death, even vegetarians. Ooh, late 2024, I think. I am the spaghetti monster. All right, so guys, real quick before we close out, so some things
late 2023, late 2023 or early 2024.
I can't wait that long.
I'll tell you what I'm waiting for. Actually, my wife asked about this. The Boys.
Boy, that's a good show.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that because it's always a train wreck.
I don't watch that. I don't know anything about
The
it.
Boys is really good. It's like
Oh, you've never watched The Boys?
Never watched The Boys.
Start watching The Boys.
Dude, I tried to watch the 100 and I got through like the first like 8 episodes and I was just like, eh.
Really?
The Boys,
Really?
Yeah.
The Boys is really, really good. It's like what if superheroes really existed in the real world? They're all like dicks.
I mean, I would probably be a dick too, you know, if I was a superhero. No, I would still be kind, right? That's the rules, right? Them's the rules, honey. Okay, so real quick before we go.
Like
So
Superman's like a narcissistic psychopath.
oh, of course he would be. Look at the guy. All right, so to show you guys real quick before we close out, some things that I bring for tools on a plane because you never know when you're going to need to open a bottle. So this is actually a titanium knuckle duster. Okay. Now this, I'm sorry, a titanium bottle opener, right? It's just very convenient that you can open your bottle like that, and it'll also open a face pretty well too. Um, and you can, if you wanted to tie some paracord in there or something, you can. But honestly, is when it comes to like impact and bracing your hand for impact, if you don't use a knuckle duster correctly, you're gonna break your hand. Like it's yeah. Yeah. So learn how to use them correctly. But this is titanium, so it does not react to, it's not magnetic. So it doesn't show up the same like steel or aluminum or anything like that would. Also, this other knuckle duster is, this is a company, what is it? Tor, like TOOR, something like that. I'll get the company for you guys and I'll let you know. This one's cool. It's also titanium and it just looks like a straight up key ring, right? And you got some pretty serious like ridges on there, but if you flip it upside down you can literally punch holes in in something if you needed to. But my favorite, and what I mean, I've taken this thing on dozens and dozens of flights, is the punch dagger. This is the CRKT. It is designed for exactly what I'm telling you. It is a key, but this thing is it doesn't appear to be sharp. It looks like it's a key, right? And yeah, it's pretty brutal. So if you carry things like this on you, it's good to have tools to open up bottles and things like that. And this is made by CRKT. It's like $10 or maybe like 15, 20. I don't know. It's sub $20 and it's made by CRKT. It's super duper like crazy high carbon steel. There's some other things too. Like there's some multi-tools that I got that like I got one that's kind of shaped like a check and you can place it on your pinky, like the pinky ring kind of, and it has like this little almost like a dull spike. And those things are pretty human spam key. Yeah, basically. It also starts a Ford Pinto ninja weapons. Yeah, for real. Made for pimp slapping. I have a 23-inch titanium machete. What? That's crazy. It looks about as sharp as the current POTUS. It's made that way. It's not supposed to be sharp. It's made to you need to hit pretty hard with it, and you need to hit soft spots, and you got to know where you're going with it. But it's I've tried it on some things because I was like, well, that doesn't look very sharp. And then when you hit with like a fist, you're punching on that thing and it's going in. It's going in. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, oh, there goes Rich. Maybe he just couldn't handle it anymore. I was gonna say Rich, but you know all his stuff. So where can they find Flying Rich?
Flying Rich on all social media. Flying Rich Firearms is his new firearms channel. Flying Rich _official on Instagram.
Yep. And of course, you guys know me. It's Dark with DLD After Dark. And make sure that you guys, check out DLD Hardware. Okay. Check out my
on me on
description.
tomorrow night, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What you're going on?
Tipping Point OAN.
Yeah, the One America Network.
One American Network.
Yep. Hell yeah. So make sure you guys pop on and support them on the One America Network, and they can
Love and hit the Higgs boson. Yeah, the God particle. Hell yeah. Woo woo.
Yeah, I don't know anything
CERN.
about that either.
Yay. You know what CERN is?
No.
You know the CERN super collider?
Mm-mm. I know nothing about any of that
CERN
stuff.
made a super collider.
Oh,
Particle accelerator.
is that like Radio Flyer?
No, it's a particle accelerator.
Did you ever see that movie Radio Flyer?
With a rope wagon?
Yeah,
I believe so.
that's a good one. All right, well, let's.
You don't know CERN?
No, I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know anything about that. All right, let's go ahead and bring it to an end. I just wanted to thank all you guys for coming in, hanging out. What?
Located in Switzerland.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about that.
You don't know.
Thank you guys so much for.
Collider.
Okay, Crump. Okay. All right. We're wrapping it up, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate all you guys, and also make sure you check out DLD Hardware. For anyone that's placed an order that doesn't know, almost all of the orders have been fulfilled. I got a big backlog though from the weekend, and then me basically being gone the entire day today. I am a little bit backed up on orders, but I'll get as much as I can taken care of for you guys. But I mean, I'm telling people that there's a 9-day backlog for these things. So hopefully they see. But yeah, I want to make sure all you guys get taken care of. And of course, check out Freedom Crew University. Check out, you guys know, Tack Knives, Goon Beam, all the things. And that's all in the description too. So, and as we close out, guys, remember, rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief little interaction you have with somebody else can have a massive impact on their lives. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others, right? When you bless others, you become blessed. The hand that's open to give is open to receive. Y'all know that. And also rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men and women skilled in violence. So make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. Keep that thing on you.
Remember, the state of everything is entropy.
Yeah, and remember that. Remember, string theory is vibrating strings. Now, before I close out of here, I want all you guys to know that because we're so close to civilization falling, make sure you get your dental work done. Okay.
No, you know what entropy is, right?
Isn't that when you can't get your dick up? I'm just kidding. No, what is it?
No, everything decays.
Decays?
Yes, the whole universe.
Does your deck decay?
Everything does. Natural state.
I could see that. And yeah, Jackson, my bad. I forgot to hit you back too, but I promise I will. We'll get connected soon. And I appreciate all you guys. I love all y'all. And just remember to get your dental work done before the boog, because we're on our way. We're on our way out. Can you guys still hear me through the music? Okay, sorry. I love all you guys so much. You're the best. And take it easy. And remember, keep a gun in your pants, not in your butt. Just because I got these doesn't mean I actually recommend you to put a gun in your butt. Okay, don't. Actually, this is me saying, don't put a gun in your butt. I love all of you. Good night. Say good night, John.